WYMT Mountain News at 6.
The Clay County Sheriff's Office is continuing its investigation into a death, adding that at least one person will be facing charges. WYMT's Dakota Makris has the latest.
Clay County Sheriff's deputies were called to Chop Bottom Road Sunday afternoon after reports of a car hanging over an embankment.
After retrieving the vehicle from over the hill, they found a deceased male in the backseat of the car.
Clay County Sheriff Patrick Robinson says that man was identified as 38-year-old Jimmy Jones, who they believe was the passenger.
We're working it as a death investigation right now.
The sheriff says when they arrived to the scene, the driver of the car was gone. They are now facing charges.
We have to follow every lead that we get. We work it as a criminal investigation until we can figure out the title, that if it's going to be a homicide or if it's going to be a regular death investigation.
A lot of work goes into a death investigation, like interviewing victims and families.
Within the next day or two, we'll have the driver named and arrest warrants for them to be arrested.
They are currently waiting for the results of Jones's autopsy. In Clay County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, if you have any information about this, you're asked to call the Clay County Sheriff's Office at 606-598-3471. The Clay County Sheriff's Department is also seeing an increase in propane thefts at businesses. Deputies say Jason Smith and Katie McCarter were arrested during a traffic stop after police matched their car to the one connected with a string of propane tank thefts. An investigation concluded the tanks were stolen from numerous businesses around the county.
They was driving a red vehicle, and they made 2 trips down there stealing the tanks. Seen this car the next day, and they'd stopped it and found the tanks. And we recovered 18 of the tanks back.
Police say Smith and McCarter were both charged with theft by unlawful taking as well as possession of burglary tools. A Laurel County man is accused of holding a woman at knife point. The sheriff's office says a teenager shot him in the leg to try and get him to stop. This happened Saturday night in the Green Lawn subdivision. Deputies say Randy Campbell ran away after the gunfire. He was later arrested at the hospital. He's facing several charges, including assault and wanton endangerment. A Shepherdsville police officer was arrested in Corbin for driving under the influence Saturday. Corbin police say they saw Christopher Anthony Cowan run a red light near the Corbin Speedway. Cowan eventually pulled into the Speedway parking lot and was found kicking and yelling in his car. While being given field sobriety tests, the police report says Cowan started walking toward his truck saying he was going to get his gun. Cowan was arrested and taken to the Whitley County Detention Center. City of Shepherdsville officials say Cowan has resigned from the police department.
It looked like a beautiful day around the mountains today. However, you step outside, you find out, it's a little bit chilly outside. But we have a change on the way that'll help fix that as we head later on into the week. Time-lapse camera from I-64 at Moorhead showing the blue sky we had earlier. Settling into some high clouds later on actually led to a pretty nice sunset that is just now wrapping up in our western counties. You see that out front here at WYMT. Darkness has fallen as we look across the street to Black Gold Boulevard. Upper 30s now for many of us. Monticello has already fallen down into those lower 30s. Same thing in Wise. In fact, no 40-degree readings at all in our area. Now, everybody is at least 39 or lower. Pinpoint Doppler, a clean sweep around the mountains, but you don't have to go far. Look up towards Cincinnati. If you can see above the banner there, a few showers trying to make it toward the Queen City. At least the Queen City of Ohio, that is. But so far, not quite making it through. We're going to continue to see, though, cloud cover working through overnight. So keep that WYMT weather app handy, because once that cloud cover thickens up a little bit, we'll continue to see temperatures holding steady, getting down into those mid-30s as we head through the overnight hours. Now, we have warmer weather on the way, but it also comes with a few rain chances. I'll detail both coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. A bill is pre-filed in Kentucky to decriminalize personal use of cannabis in the Commonwealth. Democratic Representative Nima Kulkarni of Louisville pre-filed the bill. Her bill would remove criminal penalties for possessing small amounts of marijuana and give voters a chance to protect those provisions constitutionally. The state legislature convenes for the 2022 regular session on January 4th. We're getting more hints at how state lawmakers could use federal infrastructure funding. Kentucky is due roughly $5 billion. Lawmakers have already been talking about building a companion bridge to the Brent Spence in northern Kentucky. The Lexington Herald-Leader reports lawmakers could also use the money to help widen the Mountain Parkway. Leaders are still waiting on rules for how the money will flow to states from the federal government. Several neighbors in one southern Kentucky community worry they are not being heard. Several people in the Pulaski County community of Nancy say they are upset about a proposal for a new cell tower on their road. The area has no zoning regulations. The tower would be across the road from another tower not far from homes.
I can understand the aspect of, for the greater good, but me and my wife and my neighbors, none of us wants to be a sacrificial lamb for any of this.
There's not much neighbors can do about it. Tonight at 11, we'll show you other communities facing a similar dilemma. App Harvest just opened its newest container farm, a high-tech space built to help students learn the ins and outs of high-tech agriculture. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was in Floyd County as students and officials planted the new project.
Right. Something new is growing at the School of Innovation.
This right here, this is the future right here.
As App Harvest's 7th container farm takes root in a partnership with Floyd County Schools.
They're growing leafy greens in there without soil and in the middle of December.
Showing the next generation what farming looks like.
I know I've done it with my papa. It's hard work getting that soil, but it's crazy to think that you can grow plants in foam.
By bringing access to Kentucky's growing ag tech to the place where it all started.
And I was living on Pinhook in Harold, Kentucky, and started the company out of a garage.
With a mission to plant the seeds of progress and possibility.
How we're doing it is happening right here in Floyd County. And new jobs every day in this field.
Handing off the power to the next crop of planters.
If we don't show young people in high school what the possibilities are in agriculture, we're going to lose all of our farmers.
So they can prepare the fields for future change.
It takes a team, it takes all of us, it takes elected officials, it takes academia.
Finding their green thumb with high-tech agriculture at their fingertips.
They're going to be ready for that next series of jobs. They're going to be ready for us to do something really important, feed the world.
Because it is about more than lights and lettuce.
We've accomplished something, that we are a part of something bigger.
It is about harvesting hope. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
By the way, today's Governor Beshear's 44th birthday. Students involved with the school's Future Farmers of America say they are excited to harvest the produce, which they hope to eventually serve in the school and community. Some of that was available to those in attendance today. Well, the governor made a second stop in Floyd County, announcing a different kind of green for 3 different counties in the Big Sandy. More than $2.5 million in grant funding for water and sewer projects in Floyd, Johnson, and Magoffin counties was announced at the Mountain Arts Center, with officials from all 3 counties in attendance. Beshear says the money is part of the dedication to getting Eastern Kentucky to where it needs to be.
And our job is to make sure it reaches every single part of Kentucky, especially those parts that have been left out too often, which means it needs to start in Eastern Kentucky.
The funding will go towards 10 different projects, and you can find out more about those in this story over on our website. A new variant of COVID-19 has health officials concerned and governments imposing fresh travel bans. But should it change our daily lives? WYMT's Zach Hawk met with local health officials and joins us now from Studio B with more. Zach?
The new variant, named Omicron, was detected by South African scientists working with some of the more advanced detection systems in the world. But the variant has been found in Botswana, the Netherlands, Denmark, the UK, Australia, and Hong Kong. What's troubling health officials with this variant is the large number of mutations, which have led to the jump in cases first detected in South Africa earlier this month. But while local health official Scott Lockhart is advising caution, he does not think you should change holiday plans just yet.
It's been a long time. It's been a long pandemic, and it's good for our mental health to get back with individuals, to see our family, see our friends, get vaccinated, get protected, and that's the best precautions.
Lockhart adds that the most important thing we can do in the Kentucky River Health District remains getting vaccinated. He also celebrated that 65% of Perry Countyans have had at least one dose, one of the highest rates in the Commonwealth. In Hazard, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
The World Health Organization says early evidence suggests this variant has an increased risk of reinfection compared to other variants. Testing the vaccine's effectiveness against this new variant is ongoing, and health officials are not recommending a delay in receiving your vaccine doses or booster.
Yes, your calendar is correct. No, it won't feel like the beginning of winter this week. I'll have the complete breakdown on the way.
And for some, the season of giving is also, unfortunately, the season of taking. How you can protect yourself and your Christmas deliveries from thefts.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the category